Hello there, welcome back to the Voice for You podcast. I'm your host, Jeon. Now, unlike other episodes where I do sit in real time and talk to these future leaders of tomorrow, this is a pre-recorded and pre-done interview. I got to sit down with Jeon George and Tyler Neilson, two of our co-presidents in Collierville FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America Chapter. I got the privilege to sit down with them and talk about their massive impact. And they, don't get me wrong, they're not the first presidents, but they have had such a massive impact on the landscape of Collierville FBLA, and, the whole state of Tennessee FBLA. We were able to grow from Club 50 to the fourth largest chapter in all of Tennessee. This interview that I am actually going to be showing on this episode is actually pre-recorded material, which I was able to use for a Chapter of the Year submission, which did get us the first ever annual Tennessee FBLA Chapter of the Year. With the innovation, the advocacy, the education, and all the factors that, make a leader a great leader, because this is, at the end of the day, future business leaders of America. So I got to sit down with them, talk about their past lives, what they did to get to the position they're in today, what they have done throughout the year, and how they have set us up for being the best leaders we can in our future, especially with our future teams as the years go on. So I hope you do enjoy this episode. Make sure to follow along as we do interview more future leaders of tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy. Please introduce yourself by your name and the position you hold here at Collierville FBLA.
My name's Tyler Neilson, and I'm one of the co-presidents.
Yeah, and I'm Jeon George, and I'm also a co-president.
So can you give us a little bit of background history of how y'all got to your co-president position here in Collierville FBLA?
Yeah, I joined the club's sophomore year. There I joined the fundraising committee, and then I stayed as a fundraising position, went on to fundraising coordinator my junior year. There I led our fundraising efforts with Krispy Kreme, Pyros, Mellow Mushrooms, and that's given me a lot of insight into fundraising as co-president now. And also, the previous summer, me and my partner Hitesh, we placed 5th at Nationals for our data analysis event. And our club has experienced great success from since I joined to now.
And similar to Tyler, I joined my sophomore year. In my sophomore year, I participated in the state leadership conference, ended up placing 7th. And in that, after that, my junior year, I decided to apply for vice president. I got the position, and I helped lead some after-school prep sessions so that we were able to help the other members who wanted to participate in the state leadership conference to improve the results, and also helped lead some club meetings with the current president at that time.
So how do you believe Collierville FBLA has emphasized the business aspect in FBLA, as FBLA does stand for Future Business Leaders of America?
Yeah. Well, this year we've grown a really close bond with our local Collierville Chamber of Commerce. Me and Jeon gave a speech last month there, and we brought a group of cohort of our members to the Summit monthly meeting. So that was a great experience for guest speakers and networking, just overall exposure to the business atmosphere. Also, fundraising. Fundraising is a massive part of our club, and as you can imagine, dealing with finance at our club scale is great experience for even just a small business. It's a great experience.
So, since both of y'all have tenure in Collierville FBLA, how do you believe the club has grown compared to when you first joined?
So I think one major reason why we even grew in the first place was through the use of social media. Our social media presence has grown tremendously as we reached out to more people in Collierville High School to try to spread it through the word of mouth or tell our experiences at the leadership conferences so that we can bring in more people. So our club in general, from our sophomore year all the way to our senior year, has grown from, I would say, around 20 to 30 members who actively participated, were registered in, to 70, and now we're in a club 100, and we're 130 members.
Yeah, and outside of just the hard numbers, it's a crazy difference. Our A Club meetings our sophomore year, it would have just about 10 people showing up. This year, the room is packed every time. After school meetings, the exact same thing. And that's led us to do a lot of cool initiatives. And we've had a lot more engagement and a lot more active, willing members.
And I would also like to add on, through club fair and club days, we set up a poster and we were able to just talk to some members who were interested in business and specifically tell them why to choose FBLA.
So how do you believe our chapter has helped the Collierville community and the Memphis community? And do you have any future plans to, help our community out more?
Yeah, so our club, similar to fundraising, we've expanded a lot with our volunteering initiatives. We created our volunteering committee, and we have 5 members in that, and that's a very active group organizing all of our events. So far, we've been involved with the Memphis Joy Prom, which is a prom that's organized for special needs kids in Memphis. And we've had a cohort of kids go there, and we partnered with one of the members that was attending the prom. And they just spent the night with them, made it a special night for everyone. And Angel Tree is another big involvement that we've been a part of. We had a 6-year-old young girl this year named London, and everyone had a great time pitching in, getting her gifts, and a great experience wrapping all the gifts together as a club. And as for our future plans, Jeon can take that one away.
Mm-hmm. So for our future plans, we are actually working with AT&T to host a teaching tech. So in that teaching tech, in our senior club meeting, our senior meetings, all the seniors of Collierville High School, we're all going to meet up in the community room, and in that, members of FBLA, specifically chosen, will help teach the students how to apply for scholarships, different ways to use their MacBook, to find hidden shortcuts, and also apply for college and other scholarships that they need help.
So how is our chapter different from other Tennessee FBLAs across the state?
So I think the main difference would probably be our involvement with our community, specifically local business leaders. What we like to do is every other month we brought in some guest speakers, and with those guest speakers they would bring in their personal insight. So we had John,
Mr. John Cavan. He worked with the credit union, Southern Security. He gave our club a great speech. Everyone loved that.
And we also worked with Miss Kara Greenstein. With her, she brought in how she was specifically created her own business and how she started her business, how she grew it, expanded, and that insight allowed our students to learn some things that they might not be able to learn in their own classes that they take.
The scope of involvement of our club is truly something special. There's not too many other Tennessee chapters out there that have an active volunteering, active fundraising, and active community outreach like we do. Our involvement with our local chamber, our connection there, and with our mayor, Miss Maureen Frazier, it's really great. Our other local business leaders, of course, in Memphis, Jeremy Park, who had us on our podcast, is going to air our show on radio stations out across all of Tennessee, Nashville, Memphis, and so on. Miss Kara Greenstein, as Jeon mentioned, our Southern Security partner, and others. It's really something special about our club. You don't see this level of involvement in so many different fields as we have been.
So both of y'all are seniors and will be leaving us at the end of this year. So what memories, what will you be taking away from your FBLA experience?
So for me personally, it has to be just the state leadership trips. Every single time I went, I enjoyed it more and more and more. Our bus ride home, I think one specific core memory for me was our bus ride home. Everyone was so excited. Tons of our members placed. We were all just really happy, and then half of us were sleeping because all of us were tired. We didn't want to go to school the next day. Other half was just cheering in the bus, playing music, just all jumping up and down, not like during the bus ride, but we were all just so excited, all just so happy. And I think that memory of all that joy of seeing our work finally pay off, I think that for me, just all my friends I've made throughout it, meeting new people, that is what I think I'm going to take away. Just having that, building the confidence to be able to reach out to others, and instead of having other people initiate, try starting initiating conversations on my own.
Yeah, I think the camaraderie that we've built with our original members and of course the newer members and of course our officer team has been something that's special, and we're going to keep those connections for the future. That, and then of course, like Jeon mentioned, our state and national leadership conferences are great experiences for everyone. And then I also think just our average day club meetings, something that most of us will take for granted, but we'll be looking back many years from now just on those simple everyday moments.
To end off, what is some advice that you would like to give to the future generations, future leaders, future members of this prestigious FBLA?
So my one piece of advice that I would tell everyone is just try to put yourself in uncomfortable situations that you wouldn't want to do otherwise. As much as it sucks to say, those uncomfortable positions, the things where maybe you feel introverted and you don't want to reach out to other people, that's how you grow as a person. This is how you build your confidence. You have to put yourself in there. Where for me specifically, it was probably public speaking. I do not like public speaking. I get so nervous whenever I have to do any interviews or any speeches, anything like that. But the more and more I did it, the more and more I put myself in uncomfortable positions, easier and easier it gets, and then it's exponential from there. The first time you do it, it's going to be tough, but the more you do it, easier it gets, and that's really, truly, I feel like one of the best ways to grow as a person, as a leader.
Yeah, I mean, similar to Jeon, I think increasing your involvement and just stepping out of your comfort zone is what would be my advice. Take an active role in the club, be as engaged as you can, and don't take any moment for granted because it's going to go by quickly. And make sure that you can make the most of your experience while you're with the club.